What's going on, folks? So we're going to do our regular show, of course, on Monday night at 7 p.m. Recap show with all you guys, obviously live. But we've been thinking possibly just dropping like reaction videos on the day of the game. So maybe like that'll be something that I do, and then of course Mike will have his hot dog. If y'all haven't seen that yet, check that out on Monday, which is kind of like his essentially recap or just quick kind of thoughts, not recap, quick thoughts about the game or Falcons in general. So just want to do a quick reaction. Try not to get too long-winded because man, we could talk, or I could talk over a bit about today. Number one, I tweeted about it, but the worst broadcast crew. I don't know. I don't remember a worse one. Like it was, I mean, god awful. All three of them, just terrible. I mean, they were. I'm assuming they're all out to dinner with Will Levis right now because the way they were talking about him. I mean, Jesus. I mean, he had 4 touchdowns. You know, first start. Go figure. You know, great game. But yeah, they were all over him. And you know, we had B.J. Robinson out there. Have y'all seen B.J. before? Good running back. They had no idea. They thought running into the ref wasn't going to be a penalty. They were all over the place. I can't even recall all the. I just almost put it on mute. Like that insanely annoying T-Mobile commercial that I don't know if y'all see it. We see it. I would have just played it on a loop rather than listen to those guys. But anyway, get on to the game. The first touchdown they scored, I don't know how more obvious of an offensive pass interference you can get. If a DB did that to a receiver, come on. Of course he's going to get flagged. I mean, he had his arm around his damn neck and pulled him. Like, just watch the replay. Terrible, terrible missed call. Clearly no PI. Like I said, no corner in the league is getting away with that. So that was ridiculous. All right, but beyond that, first half was just, man. I mean, that was tough to watch. I mean, the running game couldn't get going. The guys couldn't block. Dez couldn't operate. Dez fumbled again. I was like, dude, like, come on, man. Like, that's you were in drills all last week, ball handling drills, right? I know it's going to happen, but dude, it just happened last week, and you got to be more spatially aware and hold that damn thing tight, man. You can't keep fumbling, and that was huge because they came away with 7 points off of it. So, you know, you put that in there with the terrible non-call. I mean, that's 14 points that, you know, probably we can argue. You know, you can argue shouldn't have happened, but it is what it is. It happened, and we lost the game. It is just how it goes, right? We won one last week that we very easily could have lost based on those turnovers too. So, you know, we said coming into the game, you know, put pressure on Levis. Don't let him beat you. We didn't really do that. I mean, we got him a few times, man. I think we had 1 sack, maybe 2. Pressure really wasn't there, you know, and it sucks. I mean, Grady got hurt, knee injury. Hope it's not serious. Kind of is what it is. I mean, injuries happen. It just sucks. Happened to Grady. I think Lakel London went down too. Caden Ellis scared us with one that I think he's all right. Of course, Drake had the groin injury. I was ready to get out of this game. Keith Smith with the concussion. That was just not good. But like I said, overall first half, I mean, defense kept us in it. Just bad offensive play for all the way around. And then of course, you know, we get to second half and new quarterback is in. And we're all like, oh shit, he made a change. And come to find out, you know, Ritter had a concussion, so that was the reason. And he was cleared. So after that, I just watched about like 5 minutes of the post game conference and saw a few of the interviews with the players. Not much, because I had to eat right after the game. I was starving, so I'm not as hyped as I might have been right after the game. But anyway, so yeah, so we found out that you know, he got a concussion, but he said, Coach Smith said that his performance wasn't the reason he didn't come back in. He was just being cautious, even though he was cleared. He was being cautious, and was going to let Taylor finish it out. I'll take him at his word. This was the first game, I think it was the first game I was talking to Liam at halftime that I said to him that I could see where making a change here would actually maybe benefit. This was the first time I really said that this year, because we needed something. The offense was dead. No spark, nothing. And you see it all the time in the NFL sometimes, and your QB comes in and then boom, it starts rolling. And I mean, it kind of did today. I mean, second half was a different story. I mean, we scored field goals. We finally got in the end zone. Great pass from Taylor. He was dotting them up. Missed a few. Ain't gonna be perfect. No, I don't expect him all. I don't expect any QB to be perfect, but he looked good and it was moving the ball. So, I mean, Van Jefferson into the game, buddy. Gotta catch those. Gotta catch those. I'm sure nobody feels worse than he does. I'm not gonna dog him for it, but gotta catch those, man. Keep the drive going. Give us a chance to keep the drive going at least. But anyway, negatives, man. Dahlman, these snaps, dude. Like on Indeed, say if you're looking for a job and you look on Indeed, you see a job postings and there's like NFL center, first requirement, snap the ball like a professional. That's probably on there. That'd be number one. It's been an issue before. It's like, I don't know what, that's all you do, man. Like clean that shit up. Those are going to hurt you eventually. It already messes up timing of the play when you snap it low and the quarterback's got to go down and get it. But if it's, God forbid they miss it or don't get it, fumble, who knows what. Caleb McGarry, dude, we know he can't stop a speed rush. He is what he is. Almost got Taylor just clotheslined a few times, or did get him clotheslined. Jeffrey Simmons, 98, solid player, and going back to the first half, possibly key in on that guy, or maybe don't run at that guy. I don't know. That one, he was everywhere. He was just single-handedly wrecking the game in the first half, and he is that type of player, can be the type of player. Bergeron had his troubles with him. I'll have to go back and watch it again and definitely check that 22 to get more, focus more on kind of the offense and the defense and what players at what. But Bergeron, that's a tough task. It's a tough task for anybody. It's a tough task for a vet, much less a first-year rookie starting there at left guard. But anyway, but yeah, just in general, the O-line could not protect, man. He had no time, hardly any time. But it's a little better in the second half. First half was not good. Drake was looking good. CP, a little bit of CP. I'm not CP. I'm sorry. KP. Kyle got involved. KP or C. Jesus, too many P's. CP didn't get too involved. Bijan scored a touchdown. All right, he wasn't rolling today by any stretch of the imagination. They did a good job of containing that. Tyler had a few runs at the middle. But run game wasn't really there for the most part, and it just came down to second half was we were having to get back in the game, so Taylor was throwing the ball. The special teams, man, special teams were a killer. They put us in bad situations. Mike Hughes, I don't know what decision why you made that decision to catch that ball there inside the 5. I think it was inside the 5, but it happened multiple times. And then Keith Smith made a blunder. Just stuff like I think our buddy Joe Patrick said on Twitter, the special teams errors in those situations probably cost us 60 yards of field position. That's huge, man. Like, you can't do that shit. Koo did his thing. Koo was scoring points, kept us in the game. But the special teams was a huge letdown. And then, the touchdowns. Number one, like I said, we didn't get enough pressure on Will. So, if you give any quarterback time, he's gonna pick you apart, and especially one that's got a young, fresh arm like Levis does. Yeah, like I said, the first one was bullshit. Shouldn't have happened. The second one, I believe, was the one on Richie, who he got burnt again on double move, and that's like the third time, I think, or fourth time he's bit on somebody's double move. And I defend Richie a lot. But man, it's getting tougher, man. Like that's a huge play, and that's we were just giving up explosives, man, and that's not a good thing. I'm not trying to shit on the defense too hard because they have kept us in. They kept us today, even with those blunders. They kept us in the game a lot. And throughout the season, they've kept us in the game. So they're allowed to make hiccups here and there. I'm not going to just blast them. It is what it is. You know, and then the last one, I think it was on Jesse, maybe. The last touchdown, I don't remember exactly. But, yeah, I don't know, man. It was disappointing. It was just disappointing to see we didn't get as much pressure as I thought we could get, especially with their left or right Petit Ferrer being nothing, garbage really in pass protection, or should be. And then they already had some issues on their offensive line, so I don't know, it was disappointing to say the least. And you know, and the quarterback thing, look, that's going to happen all week. We're going to hear this all week. You know, whether you're pro Dez or whether you're pro Taylor, you're going to hear both sides just going at each other. Taylor, how do you leave Taylor out? You know, because Art set after the game. It wasn't performance based, and as far as I know, he's QB1. And, you know, they'll evaluate him. They didn't make any decisions after the game. You got to know he's not going to tell you anything after the game. He said he's going to wait to get the MRI or whatever, you know, the doctors say about Dez going forward. So I don't expect any different. I mean, you know, they asked Taylor, he said he didn't do enough to earn the job. That's of course he's going to say, he's not going to say, yeah, I think I should be a starter. And just, I mean, doesn't happen. So whether he thinks it or not, we're never going to know that. But publicly, say he didn't do enough. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, you know, if Dez, I think folks are quick to forget the progress that Dez made, because when he has a half like he did today, you're just like, God damn, man, come on. I mean, it was hard to watch, you know. But you forget the progress he made in the last few games, and just really from game one till take out today to last week. You could see progression. You could see stuff coming along. You see things starting to click outside of the turnovers. The turnovers just keep being a thing, though, and they can't keep being a thing, because if they do keep being a thing, then that's a trend, and that's not good. That's essentially who he is at some point. It's not just, oh, he'll fix it, because at some point you have to actually fix it to make it work. So, you know, for our team, I really hope he's the guy, because we said it before 100 times. Quarterback on that type of deal, great. You can spend money elsewhere. And you don't have to worry about going and trying to get a rookie or get a vet or whatever. You got your guy. So still hope it's Dez. Don't know, but still hope it is. So yeah, but you're going to see, like I said, on Twitter especially, you're going to see the Dez people going at the Taylor people and vice versa, or people that just thinks that Dez sucks and they don't care who is in as long as it's not Dez. Those folks will be going crazy too. I just want to win. So I just want whatever quarterback they think is going to get us wins. If they think that's Taylor, let's ride with Taylor. That's fine. And then I guess we're looking for a quarterback at the end of the season, unless they think Taylor can really be the guy and he's all of a sudden like the new Geno Smith and just resurrected his career. It's possible, right? Not likely, but possible. And don't forget, Taylor's career has been a damn roller coaster, just like Ritter, okay? Like, he's had some remarkable games, but he's had some really shitty games. He's up and down too, so folks get caught up in how all his good games. He has some stinkers too. He's a gunslinger, and that'll get you in trouble a lot too. So you got to pump the brakes a little bit on that. I hope he's not. If he's our quarterback, I hope he's killing it, clearly. But like I said, I trust, or I'm going to trust Arthur and the coaching staff to make the right decision when it comes to the quarterback. And they're going to put in, I know Arthur's stubborn, we talk about it. I don't think he's so stubborn to risk his job or the team wins over a quarterback, over being stubborn. I think he's going to do whatever in his gut he thinks is right for the team. And if he thinks that's Dez, great. We said at the beginning of the month that October is going to be a very important month for Dez. I think it was. I still don't. If you count out this week, I think you're progressing really well, and I would have no problem with him going the rest of the season. I don't know if the first half of this game was enough for Coach Smith to say, no, we've seen enough now, and this is what it is. And, you know, Taylor came in, there was a spark. It was something that was totally different. The energy changed, and that we were moving the ball. I don't know. Not in the locker room, not around the players. Don't know what they think. I know they're going to support whoever's the QB1, and they've all said that Dez is QB1. Whether they truly believe it or not, they've all said it. Drake had a great interview with Chris Long on the Green Light podcast. went into detail about how Dez is the toughest, hardest worker he's ever met. Always in the film room, always looking at playbook, everything. So I don't think they're going to just personally. I don't think they're going to just give up on Dez after today. I think he'll be QB1 going forward still. So whether you like it or not, like I said, there's no denying what you saw, and we all have eyes, right? We saw what happened in the second half. It looked way different. So you can't deny that. But I don't. It's a tough spot. It's just a tough spot because you still need to see, in my opinion, a couple more weeks of Dez at least. Because like I said, if he looked like a dumpster fire and just regressing all year long, that's one thing. But he hasn't. He's progressed. And I mean, whether you want to say it or not, he has. Whether you want to admit it or not, that he has. Again, outside of the turnovers. The turnovers keep happening. If the turnovers happen again next week, I'm about at that point where no, we can't keep having this. Especially those the fumbles, like those are, dude, just hold the ball, man. Just hold on the ball. Be aware of who's around you. But yeah, like I said, I don't. Whichever direction they go in, just win, man. Just pick somebody. Let's go win. Or whoever gives us the best chance to win. So I'm not going to argue with anybody, man. It's not worth it to me. I mean, Arthur's not going to change his mind based on what I say or who I argue with. So doesn't matter. So yeah, but like I said, my opinion, a few more weeks of Dez, at least. And if it's just not working, it's not working, and then they make the change. But we're still, I guess, technically first place, right? We're still tied. I think the Saints won. So, I think we're going to get the Vikings, like Kirk Cousins possibly towards his Achilles, so he'll be out. JJ will probably be out, so we're going to catch the Vikings with, their quarterback out and best wide receiver in the game not playing. So, tough break for them, but I mean, it's a plus for us, right? So the season's still ahead of us, and it's there for us to take. And we just have to be a lot better on offense. It's point blank period, and it's still not where it should be. We're hoping this week was going to be the week we put it together. It was not. So we gotta figure it out fast because the defense is still playing fairly well outside of today. A few blunders today. They're not the biggest issue by far. So anyway, I've rambled on now for 17 minutes. It's probably longer than I wanted to go, but we'll talk about everything tomorrow night. I'm sure Mike's going to have plenty to say tomorrow. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, and we'll do the live recap. I think it'll be maybe Berto. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to get with Berto and see what his schedule is, but for sure Mike and I, and we can shout it up with you guys. And look, y'all can disagree with me. Y'all can agree with me. It's cool. I don't mind. Y'all can comment on the video what y'all think should be the plan going forward. I'm not going to argue with anybody. I respect everybody's opinion. I'm not going to get butthurt if y'all don't agree with me. It's fine. Everybody can be a fan out there. Want to be a fan. It's cool. I ain't going to hurt my feelings. It's going to hurt Mike's feelings. Long as you're respectful, we're good with it. So, but anyway, you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, even though it's tougher to enjoy your Sunday after a loss. It sucks. Makes the evenings just a little bit not as good. Monday morning's not as good, but we'll see what their plan is going forward. But like I said, fully expect Dez to be the quarterback still. Just how it's gone, I'd be surprised to see them make a change now. But if they do, then let's roll Taylor. Let's see. But anyway, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Good start to your week. We'll catch you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Bring your questions, bring your thoughts. I'm sure most folks will be relaxed by then. It's been about, what is it now? It's been about an hour and a half since the game, so I'm not as, like I said, as hype as I might have been if I recorded it right afterwards. But so I've had a little bit of time to kind of decompress, you could say. But yeah, just a lot to take out of today's game for sure. Mostly not great, but we'll get into more. I'm sure I missed some. I'm going off the top of my head. I don't have any notes or anything like that, so I'm just going off what I remember from the game. So I'm sure I missed some things that we'll talk about it all tomorrow night. So not a big deal. But anyway, you guys have a great rest of your night, like I said, and we will see you tomorrow night at 7. Thanks. Peace.